Hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to the face and the card making space and birthday cards. I pulled out the So Many Candles wafer die set that I've done, I think 2 or 3 videos on in the past, a while ago. I'll hunt them down and hopefully have them all linked in the end screen if you want to check them out for more inspo. Love this little die set. Whole bunch of birthday candles, fun to create with. I did super extra sparkly with some distress spritz. I also used one of the new Simon Hurley Astro paste. I've had a lot of people asking me about them. I have them. First time using one of them. Super sparkly. Love it. So yeah, everything I used. Oldie but goodie products. I'll have everything linked as always in the description box below the video. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links, end up placing an order, I get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. It's what helps pay the bills, keeps the channel going, etc. And yeah, let's get into making these cards. So to start off with, I started with my backgrounds. And I had 2 panels of Simon Says Stamp Smooth White cardstock. These are A2 size panels. And I grabbed a couple Distress Oxide inks. I've got Peacock Feathers, Mowed Lawn, and Black Soot. And I made a hot mess. I was honestly just kind of experimenting and wasn't feeling it, literally. I'm not even sure what I was aiming for in my head. I just kind of wanted to get some color down. So I was using blending brushes and just adding the color. Not really aiming for a smooth blend because I was going to stencil over this. I was going to add, splatter, all the things. But I was just, sometimes it just happens. It's like you're just not feeling it. My recommendation generally is either stick with it and then walk away, come back to it with fresh eyes, or don't worry about it. It's just paper. It's not the end of the world, but I'm also ridiculously stubborn and I don't follow my own advice. So hi, welcome. So I added some Black Soot, which in some ways almost made it worse, even though I love how Black Soot just adds. When it's done, I do like it. At this point, I was still like, this is hot garbage. What am I doing? But I was like, no, sticking with it. We're just, again, stubbornness, man. So I sprayed water on it with my distress sprayer, because if you hold the distress sprayer high up and only press the nozzle halfway, that's where you get the splotchy, splattery bits, which is so fun with any like really water reactive ink, which oxides are very water reactive, as you can see. And then I pulled out Fossilized Amber Distress Spritz. I've done several videos using these. If you want to know more about Distress Spritz, I highly recommend going on Tim Holtz' YouTube channel, finding his video on Distress Spritz, and he explains and shows and just anything you could possibly need to know about them. Basically, short version, they're sparkly, shimmery fabulousness. So I sprayed these with that, and that it started coming together at this point, because it's like they've got, the color, there's splatter, it's sparkly. I'll show the sparkle at the end of the video with my little flashlight, because it is. And it dries quick. It was dry. So then, oldie but goodie favorite, this is the Tap Dance stencil from Simon Says Stamp. And I stuck my background to just a grip mat, stuck the stencil over it, and then I'm applying this slippery when wet Astro paste. The paste looks cloudy in the container. It applies and looks, I would call it cloudy. You gotta let it dry, because as it dries, the actual, I guess, paste portion of it kind of goes clear, is the easiest way to explain it, and then all you see is sparkle. So it looks cloudy, but then it is going to be extremely bright, and I think all the colors are going to be like this, but like I said in the intro, I need to play with the other colors. Wait for them. They'll be in future videos. So I applied this to both of my backgrounds, and I do recommend, because again, I've talked about this a lot with glitter paste, put some press and seal, like seal these jars up. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to, because glitter paste especially do dry out faster than others. Press and seal is the way to go. All hail the press and seal. Okay, so I set those aside to dry, and I die cut some black cardstock with the So Many Candles wafer die set. And then I'm going to spray these with that fossilized amber distress spritz. So it's going to create black sparkly candles. And this, yes. Also, because I would like some black sparkly candles, please. So fun. So spritz those with that. Again, it's going to dry pretty quick, which is nice. And then the die set has a separate little wafer die that die cuts all the little flames. And those I die cut from like a bright yellow cardstock. And with what I'm doing, it's like a harsh yellow, but we're going to remedy that. But to make life easier, I'm going to adhere the little flames first. So you just add little dabs of glue to the little round end of these die cut candles, and then embellishment wand for the win to pick these up and then just press them into place. And yeah, I just go through and just do all this. It doesn't take very long, honestly. And then I'll let the glue dry. So then all the flames are being held in place, so I don't have to sit and fiddle with like little tiny die cuts, because no thank you. So adhere these to all of the candles. And then I just grabbed a couple of Copic markers. For the most part, any kind of marker would probably work for this, but I just grabbed a couple Copic markers to add a little more detail and to kind of tone down how bright yellow these little candle flames are. So I went in with YR04 first, like just a nice little orange. And you could actually almost leave it at this, just depending on the look you're going for. But I toned it down even more by using the YR23 and just kind of scribbled that on top. So it just softens the harshness of this bright yellow cardstock, since like the backgrounds, everything, and then like the gold tones, the yellow was like competing, as you can see here. Way too bright, much better with the Copic markers. So I did that with all of them. And then I pulled out the birthday confetti wafer die set. And I used just the word. It actually die cuts like a bunch of little confetti pieces. I didn't use that. And I die cut some scraps of cardstock. This is Concord 9th Stardust cardstock. Yeah. Die cut some of that to stack together to build a little extra dimension. Adhered them together with craft tacky glue. And then the top layer I die cut from Simon's matte gold cardstock. I had contemplated doing like Simon's gold glitter cardstock, but the matte gold one and the gold, and I was like, it would have, I don't know, it might have worked though. But yeah, I had the gold glitter, as you can see there on the background with the stencil. So either one I think would have worked really nicely, but matte gold one. So I just adhered that on top. So I've got this nice big happy birthday die cut sentiment. And then everything's ready to go. So now I'm going to start adhering all of my candles to the background. And yeah, this took a bit because I'm adhering a bunch of them. And because I'm adhering on top of like texture, everything else, I was just using my magnets to hold the little candles down so that I don't have to sit there and hold them down with my fingers, just long enough to let the glue dry. Because a good strong liquid glue, aka like the craft tacky glue, pretty much any of the crafty glue brands out there, because I do get asked about this, they'll all work. I've had no problem adhering things on top of like glitter paste, things like that. I just definitely recommend like a liquid adhesive for things like this. So I assembled all of my little candles all around the sentiment. I haven't adhered the sentiment yet. I wanted to get all the candles kind of adhered into place first, and then I'll adhere the sentiment. So got them all into place, just kind of moving my way around, moving my magnets, and just something heavy will work, to hold everything down. And then once I've got all my candles in place, flip this over and I trim off all the bits hanging off the edges of this cardstock panel, using the edge of the panel as my little guide here. And once these are trimmed off, it starts really coming together. Looks much less of a hot mess. So then I'm going to adhere my die cut sentiment into place, just like so. And I did that all on the second card panel as well. And then I pulled out the CZ Design big old birthday stamp set. I've used this one many times. And I just took a couple of little companion sentiments from it and stamped it onto a scrap of white cardstock with that Concord 9th Stardust ink. You could also use like a gold pigment ink or gold heat emboss. I wasn't in the mood to heat emboss. I love gold pigment ink, but it takes a long time to dry, and I am really bad about smearing it. So this is why I use the Concord 9th Stardust ink kind of as a replacement. It's the closest you can get to gold without getting into like pigment inks, you know? Because I can't help it. And again, I always give advice, you know, like just heat emboss it or let it dry or heat set it. Do I do any of those things? No, usually I poke at it with my fingers and I smear it. So anyway, I stamp the sentiments and then I die cut them with one of Simon's sentiment label wafer dies and then trimmed off the ends. And then I use some thin foam squares that I trim down to adhere these around the die cut sentiment just to zhuzh it up a little bit more. So now it says happy, happy, happy birthday. Let's celebrate. Because, you know, these cards, they got the bling and the sparkle and the shimmer. It's like, let's go just all out. So then for my card bases, they are top folding A2 white note cards. And I'm stamping another sentiment that's obviously a favorite because it's very stained from that same big old birthday set. And I stamp that onto the insides of the cards with that same Stardust ink, just using my MISTI. And then I'm going to stamp another one of the little companion stamps from that same stamp set. I'm going to line that up right below the big B-Day vibes sentiment. And then I'm going to stamp that one with just some black ink. So I just use my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. So I did that to both the insides of the cards. And then I ended up adhering a couple more because I had some leftover die cut candles. So I adhered those to the inside as well, just to finish it off. And then I'm going to adhere my card fronts to my card bases, and that's it. I decided not to add any bling because it just wasn't necessary. These cards have sparkle galore between the spritz and the sparkle paste, and then, you know, the gold sentiment, all the things. Like, look how sparkly. I love it. It's just fun. It's so fun. So these are my mixed media, super sparkly birthday cards that really did start out as a hot mess and I wasn't sure where they were going. And then I had fun with it. So like I mentioned in the intro, I'll have links to all of the things in the description box below the video. If you just expand the description box, all the links will be there. The link to my blog post, my social medias, all the things. That'll be below. And then at the very end, I'll link to the other videos I've done using this So Many Candles wafer die set just to give some more ideas. So you can check those out as well if you haven't seen them. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in another video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in supporting me over on Patreon, the link to that is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye.